Did y'all guys see that? I know you probably saw that. If you are a basketball fan, you better have saw that. Because my boy, my team, not really, but basically the Toronto Raptors, they beat Golden State Warriors in game number 1. And you know I'm gonna be repping the Toronto Raptors because my boy, Jeremy Lin, the Insanity, is on the team. And plus, I don't want the Warriors to win because they've won like so many times out of the last couple of years and I got tired of them, okay? So yeah, that's what happened. So anyways, welcome everybody. This is podcast number 8. Ocho in Spanish. Of improving your English speaking. That's right. Okay? In case you forgot. In case if you accidentally clicked on something else. But, I'm sure you didn't because you love this. You love listening to my really sexy voice. Oh man. I hope you guys are fine with my jokes because sometimes I think oh wow. Okay, anyways, let's just go in. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about the realities of chatting with Americans, with foreigners, okay? And why you should not be afraid. Okay? Now, why are people afraid? If they have to speak with someone in English. Okay, especially you Chinese or Taiwanese people. Because I've seen it. Because, I don't even look American, alright? I look just like one of you guys, And when I showed up, I'm like friendly, I'm not ugly, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty nice. And I just want to talk with some people. And then y'all were like, who is this American? What is he coming up in here for? What is he thinking? Who does he think he is? Oh my gosh. Why doesn't he know Chinese? Blah blah blah. I'm like, yo, like I'm just trying to be friendly, okay? Quit judging me so fast, You don't know me, I don't know you, Do you like it if I did that to you? Nah, you know what I'm saying? So, I've seen it firsthand, People don't want to talk with me. Okay? That's fine. That's fine. Maybe I'm too ugly. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Woo! But honestly, the reason that I could think of is, they're afraid that their English is too bad. That's one reason. But hey, if that's the case, you guys better tell them to come listen to this podcast because, if you do, you will probably improve, unlike the people who don't. So, boom. Do you feel special now? I hope you do. And another thing could be they have a mindset that, oh, Americans or foreigners, they're racist. Racism. Yeah, ching chong, ping pong, whatever. And, they're probably right. I mean, because, I grew up in the States and there was definitely some racist white. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have to edit that out, okay? Because we don't cuss on this podcast. That's not what we're about. This is not an explicit podcast. Oh man. Okay. Well, we done goofed, but we do this in one take, so we're not gonna stop. Okay. But yeah, I've dealt with it firsthand because there some kids made fun of me, and I'm like, whatever, they're stupid. But racism, right? Racism. Now, now, where I'm at now, I look back, and I don't really think that most of the kids are racist. It's just that they didn't know any better. It's more of that they're stupid. Let's just go with that. They're stupid. Because they've never seen someone with black hair, with thinner eyes, with nose that aren't as big as a freaking Pinocchio. Not like theirs. Stuff like that. And what they don't know, what they aren't used to, they're gonna be like, yo, what is that? That's just common. Everyone does the same. So it's not really racism. And especially if you're dealing with people that come from I would say rural areas. RURAL. So like maybe people who come from a farmhouse, basically a place that the population is very low and it's not diverse, like maybe a small town. So maybe they might not have a lot of Asians there, so they don't know, like, yo, they're actually Asians, and they probably just go by the stereotype of, oh, all Asians are good at math. Oh, they're all smart. And, in my case, yeah, I am smart. So, yeah, take that, you stupid. Um, they that's what they think because that's what they hear and they've never experienced otherwise. But, for the people who live in a city, like bigger city, and it's more diverse, there's more different types of people, different types of races. You got Mexicans, you got Italians, you got Filipinos, you got some Germans, right? You have everyone, and they are in a class, and they actually have a classmate who's Asian, but they suck at math, and they know, like, okay, maybe the stereotype of all Asians are good at math, maybe that's not true. Okay, so that's why the people who come from these bigger places, these bigger cities, they're not really racist, because they know more about it. Now, if it just so happens that those people, maybe they had a bad experience, maybe they had uh, uh, 5 times where the Asian guy was in the gang, the Chinese mafia or something like that. You don't want to mess with them, because they are like calculated. They'll mess you up real good, right? Let's say they have 5 instances where they robbed them. They took their lunch money or something like that. Like, hey, yo, I want your pepperoni pizza, and I'm saying like, whoa, uh, and that person's like, man, I hate Chinese people because they be robbing me, they be taking my school lunches. I'm hungry, and I hate Chinese people. And well, oh man, I just cussed again. Woo, I need to edit that out. Okay. Um, they're like, oh my goodness, Chinese people are mean and whatever. So they form their own opinion, but it might not be true. It is not true. It's just that they didn't experience that. So okay, but enough with racism, right? So these are things that make people afraid of talking to Americans or foreigners. Now, I kind of explained why these thoughts, these ideas aren't true. And here's another thing. as we talked about in the last podcast, Americans and foreigners, they're more social, right? So, to be honest, they love to talk with, someone else, especially Chinese people or something, because they got tired of talking to, white people or black people. They want something different. So, but people are just nice. They're just friendly. They just want to talk, you know. And it's not like you're becoming their best friend or something. It's not like you're getting married with them. You're just talking with them. So like, what's to be afraid about? You're not gonna see this person probably in 5 minutes. You know, and maybe who knows? Maybe this person that you just talk with, maybe they'll become your best friend. Maybe they'll become your future husband or wife. You never know. You never know. Okay? So you shouldn't be afraid to talk with them. And they aren't afraid to talk to you. Now, this is where it kind of gets difficult, because sure, they might not be afraid to talk with you guys. They might be glad to talk with you guys. But that doesn't mean they are capable of adjusting their speaking to match your level of English. And this is common, because I see it all the time where they aren't aware of someone's English level. So they won't use easier words. They won't use simple words talking to, let's say, the foreigners or the Chinese, whatever. They'll stay the same. They'll speak in the same way as they do with everyone else. Okay? They won't slow down and pronunciate things clearer for them. They'll just talk really fast like this. Okay? So that is a problem. But other than that, they like to talk. They're social. Now, okay. What I have people who've told me that, oh, I don't like to talk with foreigners or Americans, because their interests aren't aligned with me. They don't have the same culture. I don't think we can get along. Nah, no, 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 no. First of all, how do you even know if you haven't even talked to them? How do you even know who they are when they've never said anything, when you don't even know anything about them, right? So that's a bad mindset. So you shouldn't think that way. You should always think, oh, maybe this person is cool. Maybe we can get along. Now, what's another thing? How do you get past this fear? Well, you can just think of it as this way. You can think of it as it is practice time. It's a good free opportunity for you to practice your English and get better. Okay? Because the more you do it, the better you get at it. Now, okay, it might be true that you do not know what to talk about. Now, I'm here to give you some examples. Now, if you think of it as like you meet, let's say you meet someone, a Chinese person who speaks Chinese, you didn't know him before, what would you do? Go ahead, I'll wait. Yeah, that's right. You would just ask simple stuff and then go from there. It's easy. It's just, some people, they'll ask like, oh, hey, where are you from? What city were you born? If you're still in school, they'll ask you, hey, are you still in school? And see, this is what I like to do because let's say if I'm talking with some girls, okay, you know, your boy has to somewhat know what age they are, and it's tricky because you should never ask a girl their age. Like, no one would go up to a girl and be like, "Hey, how old are you?" They're not gonna do that because they're gonna be like, "Ooh, I'm offended." You think I'm old? You think whatever. So you never ask that. But if you know they're still in school, you ask them, what year are you in, or when did you graduate, right? So let's say if they graduated, 2 years ago, you can probably assume that they are 24 because most people they graduate college at 22 years old, right? So you can do the math. Okay, so bam, easy, um, that's what I would do. So, anyways, you ask like, what school do you go to? Oh yeah, what do you like? Or what did you think of the basketball game? Okay, see what I did there? Yeah, yeah. It's just stuff like that. Just start from that. The other person is not a robot. They're not just gonna be oh, my name is Alex, and I like to party. That is all. They're not gonna. No, like they're the other person, if they're social and friendly, they're gonna find ways to talk with you. Okay. Now, here's another problem, right? In order for you to uh hold someone's attention, just like anyone else, um if what you're saying, or if your chatting skills are really bad, and you're just a boring person, then it is harder to get the other person to keep chatting with you. um that's just how it goes. If you don't have some good pickup lines, if you don't know how to spit game, talk with girls, they're just gonna look at you like, who's this ugly dork, get on my face. um they're not gonna give you any attention. Now, if you're good at doing that, then they'll give you more attention. They'll continue to talk with you. Now, another thing of this is, it depends on your English speaking level. If your speaking level is so bad where you can't talk with complete sentences that's easy to understand, then that's why foreigners might not want to talk with you, because they can't understand what you're saying. So that's another thing. Now, let's say that's the case. How do you get around this? Okay, I have a couple ideas. So what you do, this is what you do. You just you suck it up and you just tell them, hey, I just came to America. My English is not very good. But I want to learn. There you go. So most of the time when people are in need of help, or they ask for help, that's when people are willing to do so, especially if you look like a nice person. So, you just have to tell people like, hey, I want to learn more about, let's say, America. I want to learn more about this and that, and they will be happy to help most of the time. So that's those are just some ways. Just think of it as, how would you interact with a stranger? What things would you say? Okay? And then just go go from the very basics. If you don't have any common interest, use questions to figure out whether you do or not. It's as simple as that. Or just think of anything. Like, do you want to know about what kind of food is good? Stuff like that. Just say anything. All right. So that's how it is. You guys shouldn't be afraid. If it might be hard at first, but the more you do it, the faster you will improve your English. Because you can't simulate. You can't have the same experience than speaking, one-on-one in person, in full English. No class can really teach you that. You just have to do it in person. Okay? So the next time some guy like me come up and say hello, you guys better respond, okay? Quit ignoring me, okay? Jeez, sheesh. My goodness. But yeah, that's basically it. So that's it. All right, guys. What do you guys think? Is some of what I say is true? Is it not true? Are there any other reasons why you guys find it hard to talk with Americans or foreigners in English? Are you afraid? Yada yada yada. Or what is? Tell me about your first experience. Who's the first person that you had a full English conversation with, and how did that go? Okay, how did they treat you? And what did you find interesting? Stuff like that. What are some things that you would say or talk about if you're talking with a stranger? Okay? All these things. I want you guys to tell me about it, record it, practice it. Okay? And yeah, that's basically it. This is the part 2 of today. These podcasts, and I'm gonna go back and edit out my cussing because no one wants to hear none of that on this. Okay, anyways, it is getting pretty late, so I'm gonna go to sleep now. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys next time on the next podcast. All right, very, very good. Peace out, guys.